Limitations are based on your circumstance, your condition, your situation. And based off of the circumstance and situations, limitations would tell you that you can't go here, you can't go that far, you're confined. And it's all based on this circumstance situations which we call limiting factors. Limiting factors are like you're not old enough, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough support. And listen, what if I told you that regardless of your limiting factors, you can still win? Regardless of the limitation that's in front of you, you can still succeed. Well, in this video, not only am I going to show you how you can succeed regardless of the limiting factor, I'm going to show you how a limiting factor is a non-factor. Walk with me. Listen, who am I? I'm Billy Miller, the motivational minister, and they call me the motivational minister because I help people to improve their lives by teaching them life skills from the Bible. And today, I'm going to be talking about regardless of your limitations, regardless of what your limiting factor is, you can make a plan. Listen, it's not going to take me that long to share this principle with you. And also, you want to wait to the end because I'm going to share you a powerful story, a testimony of where I put this into practice and how I got results. So most definitely stay until the end of that. But listen, most people won't make a plan because of limitations. Most people won't make a plan because of limiting factors. I don't know what's going on with my shirt here. Y'all like my shirt? Look, it says, I read books and at some point I eat. Anyway, that's one of my shirts. Uh-oh, I'm hitting the mic. Stay focused, Billy. Stay focused. All right. Listen, most people won't make a plan because of limiting limitations. Listen, let me ask you this. What does limitations have to do with you making a plan? Just think about that. You won't make a plan because of the limiting factors that you have to deal with. Let me put this on the screen right here. Don't allow limitations to interfere with your plan. We've been talking about in this playlist, this series about limitation. And we're going to get around in limitations. We're going to overcome limitations. We're going to go for what's possible. The limitations will tell you this is impossible. Listen, with men it's impossible, but not with God. For with God, all things are possible. And today we're going to talk about making a plan. Listen, regardless of your limitations, you can make a plan. Don't allow limitations to interfere with your plan. Chew on that for a minute. Listen, don't allow limitations to interfere with your dream and your vision. Don't allow limitations to interfere with your assignment. We've already talked about don't allow your limitations to interfere with your learning. Today, don't allow it to interfere with your plan. You can still make a plan. First of all, limitations are temporary. That's point number one. Limitations are temporary. What limits you today may not limit you tomorrow. Just because it's a limiting factor today doesn't mean it has to be a limiting factor tomorrow. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing. And when you're making a plan, you're making a plan for the future. You may not have this limitation in the future. So don't stop now because you don't have enough money, because you don't have enough support, you don't have enough resources. Go ahead and make the plan. Listen, this is the next point here. It's not the limiting factors that stop you, it's the limiting things. I mean, limiting thoughts that stop you. I'm gonna say that again. It's not the limiting factors that stop you, it's the limiting thoughts that stop you. You know, you've heard the story before where how they train an elephant. They take a little stick and stick it in the ground and tie the elephant to it when he's a baby. And because he can't get away from it, it becomes a limiting factor. He's limited as far as how far he can go because of that stick that's in the ground. But that elephant tried and tried and tried again to the point where he just realized, I'm just stuck. As long as I'm tied to this stick, I can't move. So now this elephant is full grown, strong enough to tear down buildings. But when you tie that stick to him, he's limited, not because of his ability, but he's limited in his mind. And so sometimes we're faced with limitations, and we allow that to stop us. Listen, it's all in your mind. You're going to have to renew your mind. You're going to have to set your mind on possibility. You're going to have to think big. Listen, you're going to think anyway, so you might as well think big. And you need to make a plan, and you don't have to have any resources to make a plan. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a pen? Let me ask you another question. Do you have paper? Do you have a cell phone? That's all you need to make a plan. Well, Billy, I ain't got enough money to start a business. You can still make the business plan. Well, Billy, I ain't got enough time to write a book. Well, you can still make a book plan. You can still do an outline. We'll get past the limiting factor, but go ahead and make the plan. I hope this making sense. Listen, if this making sense to you, hit the like button. Listen to this quote right here. This is one of my quotes. It doesn't cost you anything to make a plan, but it will cost you everything if you don't make one. Listen, it doesn't cost you to make a plan. It's not going to cost you. You don't have to already have the money to make a plan. You don't already have to have the support to make a plan. Are you following me? Go ahead and make the plan. And see, if you had the green light, go ahead and make the plan as if God said, I'm going to clear the pathway for you. Go ahead and make the plan as if it's going to happen anyway. If it's going to happen regardless of the limiting factor, go ahead and make the plan. It's not going to cost you anything to make a plan. But I guarantee you, if you do not make a plan, if you continue to refuse to make a plan because your limiting factor, it's going to cost you dearly. It's going to cost you your dream. It's going to cost you manifestation. It's going to cost you results. Come on now. We're going to make a plan. You can make a plan where you're at. I don't care if you're homeless. I don't care if you're staying home. You got to stay with your mama for a little bit, stay with a relative. I don't care if you're unemployed, you done lost your job. I don't care if you ain't got enough money. You can make a plan. As a matter of fact, write the word plan in the comment section. PLAN. Write that in the comment section. Plan. You need to look. I like this right here. Plan your life, then live your plan. Take a screenshot of that. Plan your life, then live your plan. That's what I want you to do. That's your assignment. I want you to create a plan in whatever area. I don't care if it's in every area. I don't care if it's just one particular area. I don't care if it's just dealing with your health. I don't care if it's dealing with a business. I don't care if it's dealing with personal growth. I want you to make a plan, and then I want you to execute that plan. And this happened to me. I'm going to show you how I did this in my own life. You need to hear my story. Hey, I want to take this quick moment to share with you what I call the You Can't Quit Now bundle, which is a free resource that I have for you. Listen, we all going through hard times. We're all facing challenges, and we're all tempted to quit. Well, I created the You Can't Quit Now bundle just for you. It consists of this book, You Can't Quit Now. I'm going to send you the PDF file. I'm also going to send you an 11-minute audio download. And I'm also going to send you a 3-part video series. So I cover all of your learning. I give you something to read. I give you something to listen to. And I give you something to watch. I give it to you all for free. Just comment book in the comment section, and I'm going to send it to you, or you can click the link in the description. All for free. So let's get back to this dynamic teaching. So I'm gonna share my story with you, and I'm gonna give you the short version. Um, but don't worry, you're not gonna miss out on that. I just want to give it to you nice and sweet. So I was never, when I was young, I was not a book reader. I was not a bookworm. I was not someone who read books. I only read books in classrooms when I had to, textbooks. But I wasn't the type of person that just be reading a book on my own, right? And so once I got saved, I began to want to learn more about who I was reading the Bible, but I wanted to go deeper. So I began to read books that by people, by Bible scholars, by people who walking this word out, leaders in the community, right? So I wanted to start reading books that helped me grow, and not only in just the spiritual walk, but I became a learner. So I began to learn that, wait a minute, I can learn anything, any area that I'm trying to grow in. I can find a book on it, right? I mean, I can get a book and learn how to do anything. And so I began to read. And I remember the first year that I read about 7 or 8 books. That 1 year, we'll just say 8 books, right? That's the most books I ever read at one time, right? And so I was doing good. I read 8 books that year. This was actually 2004. 2004, probably before some of y'all who watching was born. But anyway, so 2004, um, I read 8 books, right? And I remember I was talking to my friend Cornelius, and he was telling me about Dr. Miles Monroe. And he said Miles Monroe set a goal to read 12 books a year. And I was like, oh, wow, I never thought about that. He was organized. And when I read those 8 books, I didn't have a plan. I was just I was just reading, right? And it just happened to be 8 books. I was just reading them sporadically. I didn't have no goal. I didn't have no plan. I didn't have no strategy. I was just reading. I said, man, I need to get strategic with it. I need to make a plan, right? And so I said, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna read 12 books. That's a book a month. I'm gonna read a book a month, 12 books a year, right? And so I remember saying to myself, well, what if I finish reading the book one month early? I wanted to have what I call a just in case book, just in case I finish reading it early, right? I had a just in case book. I said, I need to have a book on the side. So I'm going to need more than 12 books. Not that I got to read all of these books, but some just in case I finish reading them early. So I said, let me do 3 books a month, right? One most definitely that I'm going to read, 2 extra ones just in case I happen to finish early. Got it? So total, this was all 36 books. Follow me now. Stay with me. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. So I had this list. I'm making a plan. I have a book list I wrote out, 36 books. So now I needed to know the book. So what I did is I looked at every area of my life. You know, every area of your life, you have categories. You know, I had physical goals. I looked at all my goals. I had physical goals. I had financial goals. I had career goals. I had personal development goals. I had, you follow what I'm saying? I had business goals. I had all of these goals, and I wrote them out and found books, 36 books. Went and prayed about it, found 36 books, wrote this list out. Now, here's what I want you to understand. During this time, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I'm talking about paycheck to paycheck, where like you get this check and this check go pay the bill, but you gonna have to save some of this check to go with the next check to pay the rent. That kind of paycheck to paycheck, right? So even though I wrote this goal out, this list of 36 books, I didn't have 36 books money. Stay with me. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. What did I do? I made a plan, even though I didn't have money to buy it. I didn't have money to go buy 36 books at one time. And in my mind, I just said, well, what I do, I got the list. I said, well, maybe I just start buying like whatever the books I was going to read in January. I try to buy it as I go. But my point is, I didn't allow my limitation to stop me from making a plan. I could have said, because listen, I bought all these books was on Amazon. Uh, uh, so 35 books was on Amazon. One was on another website. I'm telling you this for a reason. So it was 35 books on Amazon and another book on a website. And so of course some of these books was on sale. So let's just say at average, it was about $10 a book. Because some books were higher than $15. Some books was probably like $7 or $8. So on average, you're looking at $360, right? Plus this one book that was on another website was $40. So that's $400. You follow me? Stay with me. So that's $400 that I don't have. I don't have an extra $400 laying around during this time. Like I said, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I ain't had no savings account. I'm talking about that kind of paycheck to paycheck. I'm working just to live, just to survive. But I made a plan. And so I set out this goal, and I had 36 books, and I had this friend in St. Louis named Keena Montgomery, well, her name's Thomas now. And she caught wind of what I was doing just because people in my circle knew what my goals were. And she said, I want to bless you. She said, I want to pay for all of those books that you have on Amazon, right? Remember, I had 35 of the books that was on Amazon. One was on another website, and that one that was on the other website was $40. And so she said, I'll let you get that other book yourself. She said, but I'm going to pay for all of these 35 books. I want you to see something here. What if I wouldn't have made the plan? I would have missed it. Why? Because I wasn't in position. Listen, you're going to have to get in position. Right there. As a matter of fact, write that in the comment section. Get in position. I actually got a teaching on that too. I'll put it up here or put it in the description of this video. I got to teach it a whole. I go into deep stories where about get in position. All right, watch that. Most definitely worth watching. But write that in the comment section. Get in position. I would have missed it if I wouldn't have made a plan. But listen, I ain't done yet. Stay with me. Stay with me. I ain't done yet. She said, I'm going to buy all of those books on Amazon. That's 35 books, right? So I told my mentor about this. I said, man, let me show you how good God is. I said, remember that book list I had? I said, Keena is going to buy all of the books on Amazon. And I said, all I got to do is buy the one book on that website that's $40, which I'm happy to buy because guess what? I'm going from spending $400 to $40. Tell me that ain't God. I'm going from spending $400 to all I got to spend is 40. And my mentor said, oh, I got to get in on this. He said, I want to buy the book that costs $40. Listen, and I want you to listen, I want to be clear about this. I wasn't walking around with the pole mouth and like I'm sad and what's wrong with you? And I just trying to get these books. I didn't, it was no kind of manipulation or nothing like that. You understand what I'm saying? I had a focus, I had a plan. I was gonna get a book at a time or get what I could at the time. And God intervened. These people came in. The lady bought all 35 of those books. Now, here's my mentor who said, I want to buy the book that's $40. He gave me a $50 bill. He said, keep the change. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. He gave me 50. The book only cost 40. That's $10 extra, right? So when I went to this web, I called this, it was a ministry, and I called to order this book. And the book was $40, right? Remember, I got 50. When I called them, they did what's called an upsell. They said, hey, if you want, I know you're ordering this book, but they also have a 3-part CD series that can go with it. That's only $10. Y'all catch that? I said, look, I got $10 extra. And so I bought the book plus the 3 CDs, unexpected, right? Plus all of the 35 books from Amazon. All of those books I bought and I paid out of my own money $0. Why? Because I didn't allow my limitation to limit me. I still made the plan. I got in position. And if you'll just get in position, God has people lined up waiting on you. You know, one of my old pastors used to say, faith has eyes around the corner. But because you can't see around the corner, you're afraid to start right here. But God got some people already lined up. He got some resources already lined up. He got some situations already lined up. But because you can't see that far, you're afraid to start. So you're waiting on God and God's waiting on you. But as soon as you start, here they come. Soon as I started, here they come. And let me tell you, that year I read all of those books. I read 36, this was 2005. I read 36 books. And listen, I started in January. I finished by October. And I wasn't reading books quick just to say I read it. No, I was devouring those books. I didn't know if it was going to take me a year. And guess what? If it would have spilt over, that would have been fine. But I read those books. And let me tell you, that year has been so impactful. Just that year alone. Listen, I've read plenty of books since then. But this one year, I'm just talking about this year, 2005 alone, those 36 books has benefited me way more than any educational system has ever given me. I've been to college. I've got degrees. I got certificates. Any educational institute has not even come close to the impact that this year has made on my life. Listen, I paid money to go to college. I paid $0 for these 36 books. Chew on that for a minute. And right now to this day, I'm talking about right now to this day, I can still look around and point at results that I got from 2005. I ain't talking about books I read last year. I ain't talking about books I read the year before. I'm talking about just the impact, the knowledge, the wisdom that I learned in 2005. I can still show you where I'm benefiting. I can still show you the harvest of that right now, today. Oh man, you better get this word. You need to get in position and make a plan. As a matter of fact, I actually just created a new a YouTube channel. I want you to join it. Let me show it to you right quick and put it up on the screen right here. This is my other channel. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. It's that, see right there in the circle in the red, that's my handle at Billy Reads. And I dedicated this channel solely to the books that I've read that have impacted my life, where I'm sharing it with you, where I'm sharing, like it's like a book review kind of page, where I'm sharing with you the books that have made impacts in my life. Not only the books I read in 2005, but also the books that I just been reading since then. I've read hundreds of books since then, if not 1,000 books. And I was constantly reading books to this day. I love books. And like I said, you see the shirt. Look, I read books and at some point I eat. I got another shirt that says, I buy books and then I live off the rest. As a matter of fact, if you like these shirts, I'm gonna put the link to the description in the video. But listen, most definitely, join that page right there. Subscribe to that page, and but you gotta you gotta get in position, man. Go ahead and make a plan. Don't allow your limitations to interfere with you making a plan. Get in position. And as a matter of fact, with this whole limitation series, I want you to watch this next video. I'm going to put that video up there. I'm also going to put another video up here about strategic thinking, right? And I'm also going to put that video, and like I'll put it here. This is the video from the playlist. This is the video for strategic thinking. And then this is the video about get in position. Listen, I love y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed. And always remember that the word is your life.